Okay, we have been having a series of negotiations with the government from Thursday. We had a meeting with the, tell him to, yeah. So we've been having a series of intense negotiations with government from Thursday. Where Thursday we had the Ministry of Health, and then we had the COG. Friday we had a meeting with the national government, and then Saturday also we had a meeting up late in the night. Even on Sunday we had a long meeting. And this resulted into the government proposals on the things that we had put in our strike notice. So this was towards a return to work formula. But there are some very critical things that are still pending that are quite pertinent to us. So we had to have what you call our National Advisory Council to go into depth of these issues that are being done by the government, and particularly of concern to us was the posting of medical doctor interns, to which the government is saying that this matter is in court and therefore they can't be discussed. We know that it's something that has caused a lot of concern to us because these doctors have not been posted for 1 year, and we know that we need to really negotiate and get a solution to it. So that's one thing that you are looking into very strongly today. We're also looking at the issue of postgraduate training, particularly those doctors that are enslaved or are being exploited in level 5 and level 6 facilities across the country, generating revenue for those hospitals, but then they are not covered. We also have the plan for employment of doctors. Those are some of the most critical things that are remaining in our discussions, and things are so paramount that we cannot ignore. The other thing is the terms of engagement of doctors. We know that the doctors are paid a third of the salary that need to be paid for the rest. That is harmonization. So that's also we are discussing very strongly. So basically, it's the implementation of the CBA. There's some parts of it that are left in abeyance that we did not agree. So we were trying to consult with our National Advisory Council and get a particular direction to it. So we have discussed them, and we've come into direction with the same. There's also the issue of medical cover, the start of medical insurance, and for those who do not have. So those are the critical things that you are discussing and how they can be resolved. So we've had a proposal that amends the formula that we had discussed yesterday, and we hope that tomorrow when we have a meeting with government, we'll try to go into each of them so that we can see whether they will adopt this, particularly this issue of medical interns, this issue of employment of doctors, the issue of medical insurance for doctors, and the issue of terms of engagement, of which some doctors get exploited, and also the employment generally of doctors, a clear-cut plan on that. Those are some of the few things that made us have a meeting the whole day with our National Advisory Council, and we've taken a position on them so that we are going to present with government tomorrow. If we align in terms of immediate posting of medical interns, if we align on all these issues, then I believe we will just have no reasons but to resume job. So those are the things that are pending, but are very critical, the things that they cannot wait any longer. Because most of the issues that we had in our strike notice, government gave us promissory notes on them. For example, the issue of CBA arrears, we've been told will be paid in 5 years installment. So we were trying to discuss also that, is it acceptable? But then the doctors were really not having a problem to have it paid in installments over 5 years, because we look at it that at the end of the day we need to get a solution, I need to get back to work. But then we cannot get big salary arrears and assume those interns who are a foundation for healthcare, those who are actually quite vital, those who need every doctor in the country. So there are some things that have to be looked into very strongly and very deeply before we have any final return to work. Yeah.
So maybe on what the government has just told Kenyans this evening, do you agree with the statement from the ministry?
That?
On what you discussed the whole day, maybe it seems like you have not reached the point of resolving the statement.
No, I have said there's actual progress in our discussions, because initially there was no recognition of the CBA, but now we have passed that, both with the national government and the county government. We were not able to make the meeting, and we communicated as such that we could not make it as they expected, because we have to follow our constitution. We cannot just say that we have agreed and then we have suspended the strike when the governing body has not discussed the issues and the members are not aware of these issues. We don't call our strikes off at night, and also we don't go on strike for fun. We don't plan to go on strike and agree on things that members do not accept, then proceed on another strike. We go for a strike for a reason, and once those things are resolved or a clear plan has been put for them, we don't renegade on that. So that's, and they know this, we communicate with them this directly, that we have timeline. We actually, according to our union, we don't negotiate at night. But in this time, we've been negotiating from 2 p.m. to 3 a.m. So, because we are out to ensure these things are resolved. We are only praying to government that they must also soften stand, particularly on the issue of doctor interns, because this is one fundamental issue that touches every doctor in this country. It can't be wished away. It can't be delayed any further. It has to be resolved. And therefore, I hope that when we are meeting tomorrow, we'll have some offer from them on that particular issue, as per the CBA. Thank you.
So maybe has anything changed in the CBA from what what was there initially?
Is it a proposal on, for example, the issue of doctors who are working for free in level 5 and level 6 hospitals? There was no recognition of them. If you look at the issue of medical insurance, there's a recognition that actually a number of counties don't, about 13 counties don't have, and we need a plan for those who are using the NHIF and are going to be, and then which will now going to be shift. On the issue of employment of doctors, we have to see that we all acknowledge that there's a gap in the country, but we didn't come up with a plan to have employment. But the most critical thing in all this, the most critical thing really, that the two most critical things, one of them is that internship issue, which we didn't discuss because we had opposite views on it. We want them to be posted as per the CBA. They want us to wait for a court process, which can take 2 years, can take 3 years, because we do not have control over that. We only have control over our collective bargaining agreement, which is a court order. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You say tomorrow you have a meeting with the government to find way forward. Maybe if, just a message to assure Kenyans, if maybe tomorrow you don't agree, what's your next step as a union?
You know, we always don't presume things. We are on strike, and then to end strike needs a return to work formula. And unless a return to work formula is signed, strike is on. So we need a return to work formula that aligns to the issue that you are demanding, that aligns to the aspirations of every doctor across the country, from Mandera to Migori to Lamu to Nairobi. Basically, that's what we need. And those sort of take place. It's not like a brokerage issue. It's an issue of what did you go on strike for? Are we getting that? Are they within the CBA? We are not creating anything new. But then in that particular strike that we are being, there is a foundation, the things that sparks emotion in the heart of every doctor, the issue of medical interns. We can't wish it away. It has to be resolved. It can't wait next month. It can't wait for next year. We just need we just need a mechanism to solve it. I know they say there's no money, but can it be planned that they go? They have to come. We have to come your way. Because I say that there's a progress now as from before because we are talking. And some of the solutions cannot be sorted in 3 days or 4 days talk. That's why we have to look into what they're offering, we look into what we discussed, and see to them that are they within the front line that will make doctors feel like, no, this is okay.